and welcome to this chapter of the SV14 program. In this episode we're going to teach you how to build the mast. It is quite a technical issue, but we'll take it step by step. We've got lots of videos and lots of photos. If there's anything that you don't understand or you would like to see more of, we can gladly post more photos onto the SV14 Facebook page. We also want to take this opportunity to thank all our friends that have joined in this program, the guys in Thailand, the guys in Hawke's Bay, New Zealand, and the folks in San Francisco, USA. You guys are doing a wonderful job, and it is heartwarming to see other people getting involved in this program and supporting us. And just from our side, a big thank you to you guys for getting involved in this. Now I'm going to hand you over to Matt, that's doing all the hard work and building the mast. Thanks and enjoy.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of SV14. And as you can see, our masts have arrived and it is extremely exciting. On the right hand side we have the incomplete set, and on the left hand side we have the complete set. And in this tutorial we're basically going to show you how to mount all the fittings and how to cut out all the slots. So let's begin.
Okay, so the first thing you must do is to mark out all of the places that you'll be mounting your fittings. This might get a little tricky as it's not that easy to mark off a round pole. So this is just a little trick I did to make my life easier. Use a whiteboard marker so it's easy to clean the pole later, and clamp them together so they don't roll around while marking down the middle. Remember, all the fittings and slot positions are indicated in the building manual. Okay, so the next step is actually to mount the fittings and to cut out all the slots. So what you're going to need is a hammer, a center punch, and a 5mm drill bit. Buy about 3 of them just to be safe, and you'll need a pop rivet gun and a whole bunch of 5mm rivets. Okay, then the next step is to start drilling the holes to mount the fittings. It's pretty straightforward, so I've shown you most of them being done, and we basically followed the same procedure for all of them. Remember, it is more accurate to drill the first hole using the center punch, then place the fitting over the mark on the tube and place a rivet so that it won't move. Then drill all other holes using the fitting as a guide. The next step will be cutting out the slots. This step is always a bit tricky if you have not done it before. The trick is to work slowly and carefully. Always use a drill bit that is smaller than you need. You can always file away extra material. Adding materials is a lot harder. Start off by marking your positions with a center punch so you drill exactly in the middle. Try to take as much material as you can with the drill bits in the beginning. You then file away all extra materials so that your fitting slides perfectly into your slot. And you'll basically repeat this step for all of the slots that you have to file out. The next thing you'll have to do is install the guard. It's a little tricky because it sits on the inside of the pole. So drill your holes and file out the center.
And the way that I'm going to get this little boy over here is I'm going to use gut and an old drill bit, and I'm going to tie my gut to the drill bit, feed the drill bit through, and then the drill bit will go down the pipe with the gut following, and then I'm going to tie it onto this boy over here and then pull it through up to here, put 2 pop rivets, cut off the gut, and then tighten up the pop rivets.
And there you have it. Remember not to make the first rivet too tight. Wait until you have the second one in. The first one is just basically there to hold it. So give it about 2 pumps with a small pop rivet gun, and then you can take the gun off, and that should hold it in place for you. Not too tight so that you can still pull the gut out quite easily. As you can see there is still a little bit of play. So we just add the other one. And we give it 2 or 3 pops, we cut off our gut. And then pop rivets off. And there you have it. So this is the cover for the spinnaker pole that extends out. It's a little tight, so I sanded a little away so it will slide freely up and down the pole. Remember guys, before you test it, just make sure to pop rivet it into the pole, or else it will come off in the pole that you're sliding it up.
Right, so now we're going to drill a little hole for the pop rivet where we filed out this little boykie. So when this slips in, that little groove will slip onto the pop rivet and the pole won't be able to turn.
The next thing that we'll do is we'll cut the pole that was supplied to us to join our mast together. We're just basically cutting about 1 centimeter out of the pole so that we can bend it in and use it as a joiner. And once you've completed the cutting, you can then clamp the pole together, push it into the mast and hammer it in. The pole that was just cut is then used to join this part of the mast together. Remember to always countersink all your rivets so that they sit flush with the pole, because there will be a sheet that slides over the mast later. And remember, it's only for the rivets that join the mast together. And that was basically the final step, folks. Once you have done putting in all of your fittings and grooving out all your slots, you can then add on all of your pulleys and all of your little plastic caps, and then you should be left with something that looks like that.